there's not much light here, but I just thought I'd show you this little project I have here, because I just had this cow butchered and I'd love to make some more tallow for my soap and candles. And there's different ways to do this, and I'm sort of experimenting, but I found a video on the internet with a man showing this, and he actually just had some frozen blocks, and it was yeah, some beef, I can't remember what he called it. It was beef fat from some meat, and he put it on a pan and into the oven. And the thing is, it is quite messy with the pot, so I'm going to try this time and see how we go. And he suggested 375 degrees, I think, Fahrenheit. But that, I think his looked a little bit too brown, because the thing is, you don't want to burn it at all, especially if you want to eat it, which many people do, because it's very nutritious. There's lots of the omega-6 fats. But I have my milk, so I don't use this so much for eating. But it's quite important also for the soap and candles that you don't burn the fat. So I'm going to put this on 300 only in my oven, and we'll just see what happens, because the process will go slower. But I don't want to burn it. I want to have it really fine and clear. So there's lots of beautiful fat in this animal. So it's going to be great. I hope this pan is not too small. I can pour it off as I go. So there we go. I'll go and put it in the oven, and I'll come back in about, in an hour or two, and we'll see what happens. There we go. Okay, so now 2 hours have passed, and it's looking very good actually. I think I'll pour this off. This is a much easier way. So what you're making is actually crackling. So I might put it down a little bit further. And I hope it's not, I think it looks fine. Doesn't look burnt. But it's definitely hot enough, so maybe I could turn it down a little bit, so it's 140 maybe. So we'll give it half an hour more. So now 3/4 of an hour have passed, and I'll just try taking it a little bit. Yeah, getting these soft bits out, because they're soft in here. Try to get them out to the side there. So it looks like I have to pour some more off. There's a real lot here. And it smells a little bit burnt, but I think it looks really great. And of course you're using some electricity for doing this, but I do think this is, it feels like this is a great way to do it. I think it's called dry rendering. I'm not sure. And I'll sieve this. I'll melt it and sieve it later. just have to watch yourself because it's, of course, very, very hot. It's wonderful. And I mean, all that cutting, because all of the other videos I've seen, these ladies are just cutting and cutting and cutting and removing all the... It's just spending a lot of time cutting, and I mean, this saves so much time. Yeah. And just keep the heat real low. I mean, it's only 100 and maybe 120 degrees Celsius. There we go. So now nearly 4 hours have passed, and I've stirred a couple of times. I think this is enough. The dogs can have the rest. Wow. Oops. And it doesn't look burnt. Actually, it looks very delicious. I think you could probably let it drip and more will come off. Just let it stand there. More will run off. But there'll be good fat for the dogs there too. So here we go. This is a way to render tallow in an easier way, I reckon. I'll just heat it and I'll put it through a sieve so it's completely clear. Maybe boil it up a couple of times just to clarify it. I think that's a good idea. So here my tallow is finished now, and this is Rosie's tallow, and in one way it seems barbaric that you're eating your beloved cow and using her fat, but actually I sense she's very happy because she's not in her body anymore. We're using this product to make these beautiful things. I just put it on my face so I'm all greasy, and this is what I got out of it. I'll just get the light on. And I can see, because it's not the high quality, it's from this meaty stuff, it's much more soft than the suet, the stuff that's around the kidneys. And right there, it does also have a little bit of a meaty smell to it, but I think it doesn't really matter actually. If I put some lavender oil in it, it won't smell. I'm used to smelling like a cow, no, but it's actually a very lovely smell. And for soap, it definitely doesn't matter that it's more smelly, because and also for candles, of course, it doesn't matter at all. So it's only really for the cream that maybe you wouldn't like the smell. And I'm pretty sure that the smell comes from when you do it in the oven and the meat gets quite cooked and dark, that the taste or the smells from the meat goes into the fat. But this is actually a much less laborious way of making tallow. So I think I'm going to do this again. And also another thing I learned is that my butcher, where I had the cow cut up, he can actually grind this is all leftover from the butchering, which they usually throw out, and they can actually grind it down, so I don't have to do any chopping at all. So next time I have a cow butchered, and that's going to be Fiona, and that's going to be in about a year, I'm going to ask him to do that, to grind down the fat and all the leftovers. So anyway, this is our final product of the tallow, and praise the Lord for cows and all their gifts. See you, my friend.